It's time to shop hundreds of specials at Macys, plus thousands of new markdowns in-store and online. Shop incredible specials like our fine jewelry clearance 65% off, sandals for her 50% off. Save 60% on pillows and comforters. And Junior's dresses, rompers, and more are just $16.99 to $19.99. Or save 10 to 20% with your Macy's Carter Savings Pass. It's time to shop through June 25th at Macys. Extra savings exclude specials. Savings off sale prices. Exclusions apply.
And welcome to Secular Soup. I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else we want to talk about, because this is our show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity. Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
Yay!
Is that sounding more velvety and smooth the more that I read it?
Oh, it's like liquid chocolate.
It's like it just gets better and better every week.
Oh, we're such professionals.
We really are.
It's amazing. Episode 4.
4? Oh my god.
It's almost as many fingers as you have if you put one down.
That's amazing.
I'm this many for this episode.
I'm pretty sure we're internet famous now. I mean,
yeah.
Aren't we? I don't.
I've gotten dozens of friend requests. Dozens.
I haven't gotten any. Why are they all sending you friend requests?
I don't know.
Fuck you, everybody. We have 2 patrons now.
I know.
I am blown away by that. Like, literally,
amazing.
We only have 3 shows, and we have 2 patrons already. I'm so excited. And one of them,
we just started right out of the gate. It's
that's
just
true.
Our
We're
comedy
pretty fucking
gold.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have thought we'd have more than 2 by now, but I guess...
I mean, don't they have friends?
That's true. Why aren't all their friends?
Hey, guys.
then?
Tell your friends.
I tried to get my mom to be a patron, but I don't think she can figure out the website, or at least that's the excuse she's probably
I
going to go with.
I tried to get the guy that lives in my house to be a patron. He's like, I pay for the internet. That's enough. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
I
I
can't
curtsied. Walked out of the room.
I can't get anybody in my family to even listen to the podcast. So.
My son loves it. He's my 12-year-old. He was like, I love your podcast so much. And Eli Bosnick does your extra, and I love Eli, and he's so great. I'm like, yes, thank you. We are amazing. And Eli did a recording for us, and yeah, thank you.
Well, my 13-year-old just gets annoyed when I'm even recording, and when I suggest we should listen to it, he's like, yeah, that's dumb. And I talked to my brother over Christmas and berated him for not listening to it yet, and he was like...
He really should.
He's like, I thought about it, and I realized that if I want to talk to you, I can just, like, pick up the phone. I don't need to sit... Like, you're an asshole. My husband hasn't even listened to it yet, for Christ's sake. Come on. We've got legions of fans, and nobody in my family will listen to this thing.
Legions of fans.
Whatever. So, I guess tonight we were going to talk about the shit year that has been 2017, which I didn't think it could get worse than 2016.
Oh, seriously. 2016
Boy, was I
scary.
wrong. I remember the end of 2016 and just... like all the dumpster fire memes going around and just how awful it was.
And they're walking away from it like, I'm done with that. Come on, bring on 2017.
It's like, now I've forgotten all that because 2017 was just that fucking horrible that I can't remember any bad years before this.
I started out the year just with a great birthday, 2017, and yeah. I don't really understand what you're talking about, though, because 2016 was an amazing year.
2016 or 2017?
Well, 2016 was good, too.
Yeah.
Because the guy I voted for won. Mm-hmm. So I'm on the winning team.
Well, everybody in Texas voted for him, right?
Of course. Twice.
I mean,
at
most
least.
of us up in here in Minnesota voted. I know I voted for him because of his charisma.
Well, he's the white guy, too. Sorry.
He's the white guy.
Women can't run anything.
That's true.
Because, vaginas, and what if she has a period? I know she can't, but I've heard things about bears.
Well, and they just get so emotional about everything. Like,
I think she looked hysterical in some of those debates.
She really did. And I just want a good business person to handle the country, because really we need to run the country more like a business.
He seems like someone who has a strong, firm hand, and I feel like maybe people should be spanked if they make a wrong move. Yeah, I really think so.
And I think
or grabbed by places if they get out of line.
I'm just glad that we finally have someone who's willing to tell it like it is and not,
Yes.
hold back because he's afraid of offending people because he's too
Right.
PC.
This PC culture is
Ugh.
just a bunch of bullshit. PC culture.
I mean, we need someone who's going to,
Someone needs to tell Rosie O'Donnell how she looks.
and call world leaders fat and stupid.
Thank you.
come
We've been
on.
all thinking it, but he's saying what we're thinking.
Exactly. It's like he says the things that I think in my head, but
Yeah.
I'm too afraid to say because of all of the feminazi
Because of your
harpies
lady
out there.
braids. I know.
And finally, we can just be open about it. And you know what?
No,
Yeah,
see, you get it. See, 2016 rocked.
it really
And then
did.
2017 was just more of the same, which is amazing.
Well, I think we can all agree that America has
Except
been
for
made
my boy
great
Roy
again.
Moore lost.
I
Damn
know.
it. Ugh. I was rooting for him so hard.
It was a liberal conspiracy, though.
It had to be.
And I
Who
heard
is that, Soros? Is he the one involved in everything?
probably.
I think he probably did it. That
Well,
and the lizard people?
at least he
I've heard
called for a
really good
recount.
things about them. I
The
think I'm going to
lizard
join their
people?
ranks. Yeah. I don't know how to join their ranks, but I'm going to.
I think you have to be born a lizard person.
I probably was.
I could be wrong. I don't. Maybe you can convert.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the?
I think you know because
Oh.
like your eyes change and stuff. So I would think that your parents
Like mine
know.
go from green to blue. Does that count? I'm practically a lizard. I must.
Do you get really green and scaly?
I mean,
Sometimes I do in the
Yeah.
winter. So
no, because I live in Texas. I get red and scaly because
Well, maybe
get
it's just a
sunburned.
different mutated version of the lizard people. That's right. I don't know
I don't know either.
because I'm totally not a lizard person at all.
Oh, okay. So you're just trying to diagnose
I'm not
me.
a lizard person. I'm a totally normal human lady that doesn't turn into a lizard.
Well, I don't know what to tell you then.
Anyway,
So let's talk about 2017. All of the worst people died. So yay.
yep.
Yeah. I don't know what you're complaining about, but go for it.
Good
Complain.
point. I did turn 40 this year, so that happened.
I'm getting a divorce this year.
awesome.
But technically, it's not going to go until 2018. So 2017 is just the shit before the storm.
so it doesn't really count until 2018.
Right.
Yeah.
Although all of the bad stuff happened in 2017.
Yeah, but really that's just because of we're letting the gays get married now and they're ruining all
Right,
of our
and
straight
it's-
marriages.
Exactly. And apparently he just didn't like that I voted for Trump
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, what is he
So-
bitching about? I mean,
I
you're trying to do what's best for America.
I also think I burned a pie and I was wearing shoes in the kitchen.
Did you ruin a
So-
sandwich?
I don't know how to make a sandwich.
Oh my god. Well, that's what did it,
I know.
if you ask me.
No.
I would divorce you.
I didn't though, so
I don't know. Could go.
I would divorce you. Wow.
I would divorce
Too
you.
soon.
You can
I'm
count
pouring
on
my
me for
heart
the
out
too
to
soon
you
jokes.
and our legions of fans, and you're like, yeah, listen, bitch, I'd divorce you too. Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know I love
Amy with
you.
the Y is a bitch.
I
Okay.
love you. Oh, what were
You
we
used
talking
finger
about?
quotes. I love you too.
Amy with an eye is on drugs right now, so
I am. I had surgery
I'm just gonna
yesterday.
spill your beans to the whole world.
Okay. Yeah, I had surgery yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure Tom and Cecil wouldn't be able to record the day after surgery.
Definitely
I'm just
not.
saying. I would have recorded yesterday, but Amy was bitching about how cold it was.
It wasn't even that. It's that I'm stupid and I forgot my computer at work, and it was so cold I couldn't drive back out there and get it because that means getting back in the car, and fuck that.
See,
so
I was willing. I'm like, I had surgery today,
yeah.
and I'll
You were the
record.
tough one. I'll give you
I am.
that.
I'm basically a badass.
You really are. Although I had not one but 2 moles removed today. So
See, look at us.
just saying, I have a
Rocking it.
huge gaping band-aid on my neck right now. And I could have been incapacitated for days, but I'm like, no, I'm going to power through it. I'm going to do this podcast.
Yeah, I'm on combinations of things. So,
Is it meth? Did they give you meth?
well, that's just always in the background.
Okay.
That. I don't even count that anymore. That's just my.
That's your
just like
baseline?
it's like the hum in the background. That's the baseline.
Yeah.
Baseline. No, it's like codeine and tramadol and whatever.
That's
So,
not even the good shit.
And naproxen. No, I was going to request Percocet, but I'm like, I'm not a seeker, but damn, do I like Percocet.
Percocet's pretty delightful, I gotta say.
It is delightful, but you can't request Percocet for
You can't.
outpatient surgery.
You pretty much can't
maybe after a
request
C-section.
it ever. Or
I did after my C-section.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing works for me like Percocet. And he looked at me and wrote the prescription, but I was like, just had my abdomen cut open and a baby removed, so
yeah.
hook me up, doc.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you've had your stomach cut open, they've given me Percocet for that, but like I got this mole removed and they wouldn't give me any fucking Percocet today, so
Damn
bastards. I swear to God.
Is
My neck hurts.
Your neck hurts. All right, so we were
get
talking about
serious.
2017 being delightful.
The best ever.
It was a great year. I was really sad about, losing Carrie Fisher and, things like that were sad.
Yeah,
So
I was never really a Star Wars fan. I don't hate Star Wars.
yeah.
I just don't care that much. Like, I just never got
I've
into it.
seen your comments about
I
that,
know.
Star Wars sucks.
I'm
Like, wow.
sorry.
I-
Okay, let me rephrase. It doesn't suck. I just don't care about it.
Yeah.
So I get that Carrie
I've never
Fisher
seen a
was a
Fast and
badass
Furious
and
movie.
everything, but I don't have the same connection that I think a lot of people did with her. Because I
Maybe.
just don't, I don't know, Star Wars
I'm wearing the
isn't a
gold
thing.
bikini right now.
Are you? That doesn't
Sure.
surprise me.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I'm wearing my pajamas in a bathrobe, as per usual.
I'm actually wearing... Ooh, what's Amy wearing? Just black yoga pants, a tank top, and
You
a
just told me
pullover.
you were wearing a gold bikini. Are you lying now?
Well, it's painted on like Barbie clothes.
All right. We're
Like the
really
Barbie
sexy.
underwear. I know. Yay. All right. So
Okay.
2017. Let's get serious.
Yes, time to get
Yes.
serious about this.
Let's do this thing.
2017.
I'm pumped. Let's do it.
Okay, so 2 good things happened for me in 2017. I mean, I don't think we need to list every shitty thing that happened in 2017 because
No,
all
'cause
the
it's-
shitty things happened in 2017.
Pretty much.
But I did have 2 very good things happen. One of them, on a political note, was the Women's March. I went to the Women's March in St. Paul
Yes.
back in January.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to the big one in Washington, but I went to the local one in St. Paul, and it was amazing.
I heard great things about that.
It was just, I went with a group. There was a group that was formed in the town I live in really closely after the election that kind of sprung up, and we got a group together and drove down and went to the Women's March.
They bust you in, just like they did the voters.
And we
Okay.
got our George Soros paychecks after.
Of course.
It took us a
I'm
couple
still
weeks to
waiting
get
for my
them.
big pharma paychecks because I like my kids have vaccinated.
I get my big pharma checks every other
You
week.
do?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I get them direct deposited. You should really look into that. Call the HR
I really
department.
should. Okay.
Anyway, so we went to the Women's March, and I went with some women that I hadn't met before who, have lived here alongside me the whole time, and I didn't really know that well. And it was just so cool to see that many people in one place in the fucking
Right.
cold, because it's Minnesota in January.
Did you go to protest the march or participate?
Yeah, I was the street preacher.
Okay. Were you literally on a soapbox? Because we have
I
a guy
was.
that goes downtown that actually stands on a
It
soapbox.
was filled with
it's
soap.
pretty amazing.
And then I threw the
Love
soap
it.
at people.
Should have clean up their dirty.
We
selves.
actually had the one I was at did have like a street preacher there with the giant banners that were like, God hates fags, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
somebody pepper sprayed into the crowd. And I
Jeez.
heard about it afterwards because we were kind of walking down the road. It wasn't even, you couldn't even march because there were so many people
Right.
there. But as we're standing there crammed in like sardines, all of a sudden everybody around me we all kind of started coughing at the same time. And all of us were like, God, my throat kind of hurts. Does your throat hurt? And it was just kind of weird, and it lasted for a minute, and then it went away.
So you must have been far enough away that it wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
and then we heard on the
intense.
news later that the crowd got pepper sprayed, and we must have been just
Jeez.
on the edge of it.
Yeah.
we didn't even know it was happening, but yeah, it was the biggest like mass gathering in Minnesota history, I think, from what I remember, and there were no police incidents. It was peaceful. It was
Yeah, ours was peaceful too in Dallas, and then
Yeah.
there was another one in Austin. I mean, every major city.
Yeah, every
And
major city had one, and for
I
that
did
many
not
people to be in one
go.
place, I couldn't believe how uneventful
I
it
didn't
was.
go. I was a little nervous. I was supposed to go with this group of people, but I was a little nervous, and I'm very claustrophobic. And I'm
Yeah,
short.
you would have had a tough time.
And I'm very short, so I'm like shorter than most people in the crowd, and so I would be very just like crammed in, and my face would be in a bunch of asses, and
Yeah.
not my.
This wouldn't have
cup of
been for
tea.
you. It was,
Yeah, I'm super claustrophobic. Like, I don't even like theme parks really, because it's just
yeah.
too much.
I'm
But,
not at all, but even for me, it was just like, oh my, you were just shoulder to shoulder
Yeah.
with everybody.
And
'cause
I
it
would be
was-
like standing. I would probably stand with the street preacher just for the space.
yeah,
And I would get his number since
Call
coming
him up for
on
a hot
singles.
date.
So
Yeah. Well, those guys, you got to give them, they have gumption. Like, they're willing to get
Yeah.
out there and be vocal about their beliefs.
Exactly.
You got to give them some credit. Maybe they have some good ideas. You just need to hear them out.
And credit is code for no. Just kidding.
Yeah. None of your dirty jokes on here, Amy. So that
I
happened.
have no
That was
platform for
awesome.
it any.
Oh, and then the other thing that happened for me personally that was good, aside from getting old and turning 40, was I strongly badgered all of my friends into throwing me a surprise birthday party. But I incessantly told them I wanted a surprise party for my 40th birthday, and then I didn't get one, and I was kind of like, nobody threw me, nobody loves me. They waited 3 months and then threw the party so that they actually surprised me.
So it was actually a surprise
It was
party.
actually a surprise. Like,
That's
I
really
was,
fun.
and they pulled it off, like, because I'm skeptical.
awesome.
Like, I can catch when people are. My kids kept it a secret. My 7-year-old
amazing.
kept it quiet for 2 fucking weeks, and this kid cannot keep a secret. And he was keeping it a secret up till the minute I left the house. Like, he knew it was
That
happening,
is-
and he didn't say anything, and he didn't even act like he was, fidgety about anything. And I thought, one of my friends concocted a fake Facebook event.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought I was going to a party at her house for her wife who had just finished her RN training. So I thought we were having a, hooray, she got her nursing license party, which would have made total fucking sense because she
Right.
just got her license and it was a big deal. And it was amazing. I thought I was going there and I got to stop at work and do something quick. And it was at work at our shop. They had all gotten it ready, and my
That is
parents
so
were there.
fun.
My brother drove down from, he lives about 2 hours away. All my friends. It was just, I was crying, and I never cry ever. Like, I just
That's
don't.
a lot of fun.
It was so sweet. It was the one time in my life that I was at a complete loss for words. And if you know me, I'm never at a loss for words. All I do is talk.
I have not noticed that.
That's why I'm podcasting. I can't stop talking, so it was pretty amazing. Yeah. Hold on. What do you need? Okay. Okay, open your door.
This
Thank
is why
you.
women can't podcast.
This is why women can't podcast. Okay, he shut his door now. That was my older one. He needed to get back into his bedroom but didn't want to interrupt, so he was just pointing at me nonstop, going, "La, la, I'm like, just
So I had to lock a door because a kid was playing hide and seek and hiding behind me before we started recording.
That would
So-
happen to me, except I am now down in my office, which doesn't even have a door, so I just have to hope and pray that nobody comes running in here. So,
Oh, you're praying about it. That's your first problem.
well, I discovered Jesus this year. Have you heard of him?
Oh, good. I've heard of him, but I
Have
haven't.
you heard the good news?
I actually need to be told about him in detail. Mm-hmm. I have not.
Have you researched him
haven't.
much?
I haven't.
I've heard he's
I
the
have
way, the
not.
truth, and the life.
Oh.
I've been hearing good things, is what I'm saying.
All good things.
Yeah.
I'm more of an Odin fan. Mm-hmm. Because he promised no ice giants, and I've never seen an ice giant.
Yeah, me
So-
neither. You can't argue
and-
with that.
Yeah, because Jesus promised that there'd be no sin, and I sinned today.
You sin every day, to be fair.
I do, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I lied today.
Just
about
today.
I'm sure.
How many times today? I don't
remember. I'm on drugs.
When I got to, you'll appreciate this. When I got to work this morning, I have.
We'll see.
It's pretty good. So
Okay.
I have exactly one employee.
Just don't tell me my reaction ahead of time, though.
You better react appropriately now that I've told you your reaction. So
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna laugh.
It's going to
Okay.
be the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life. Of course, now it's going
Not
to
to
be a letdown.
oversell it.
At any rate, I have one employee at my little shop that I own, and he hates, like, I always have to have the radio on in the store because I think it's weird when people have to shop in awkward silence.
You're right.
So I listen to this really shitty local radio station that I just don't like that much, but I listen to it because it's, light pop and everybody loves that shit. So I go to turn on the radio when I get to work this morning, and he had been there the day before and closed up for me. So I turn on the radio and they're talking about the Case for Christ on the radio.
Oh.
And I'm like, why are they, because it's a pretty mainstream radio station. Like, what, is this part of the news? Did something happen with the Case for Christ guy?
So did he win? Like,
It was so confusing. And then I realized, he fucking
changed
changed
it
the
to
radio
Christian.
station to the Christian station so that when I turned it on this morning, I'd be confused. Yeah,
That's funny.
game, set, match. And then he texted me later. So did you turn on the radio yet? Like, oh my God.
do you have, like,
Took me a s-
Tejano stations you can switch it over to?
No, this is Minnesota. We don't know what that is.
Okay.
That's foreign shit, right?
It's foreign shit.
No, we have Christian radio and we have light pop and we have country. And that's it. Those are your
Ew.
options. And NPR,
Have you heard
but
of CDs?
no.
Okay. I can't help you.
What are those?
Satellite radio?
I don't know. I don't think I
Okay.
have anything like that. I mean,
Alexa?
It's pretty rural here. I don't
Alexa, play something that doesn't suck.
know what an Alexa is.
Okay.
I'm so confused. I'm 40.
She's like my best friend. I proposed to her the other day and she said thank you, but she wants to stay my friend. I'm like, join the club.
Yeah.
Everybody
Sucks.
just wants to be my friend. No one wants to be
Stuck in
my
the friend zone.
spouse. Yeah.
We
2017, year of the friend zone.
Yeah. My kids got a weird robot for Christmas from my sister-in-law that's like you program it and you can ask it questions and shit. I don't know. It seemed delightful, but they put it together and all of a sudden they're asking it like, are you stupid? Why don't you like me? Can you walk backwards? How come you're so dumb? And just asking, like, why are you being mean to the robot? That robot didn't do anything to you. They were just talking shit to it. And it would answer back, no, yes, no. It's kind of a boring robot. Men are easily entertained, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, my daughter got a robot dog.
Ooh.
And it's pretty funny. It runs around the house like barking. Mm-hmm. And then I think it like farts or I don't know.
Of
It's
course
annoying.
it does.
She likes to chase the real dog with the robotic dog. So
This is the future. We're living in the future
Yeah.
now.
the future is now.
Oh my God, that's so profound.
I know, I'm amazing.
It's because you're on drugs. You're thinking of all the cool things on drugs.
It's pretty much standard.
So, did you have anything good happen?
Oh, good happened in
2017?
2017? Actually, yes. I got accepted into this program that I have been... So I finished 2 degrees over the past couple of years. I went back to school about 10 years ago when I was done with kids, and then I had a baby in the middle of finals one year.
That really throws
I mean, I
everything
knew
off.
I was pregnant leading up to that. I didn't just have the baby. But, so that was, 3 years into the programs, and so I had to take a semester off. But I finished 2 degrees, and then I kind of wrapped up some basics, the core classes. And I was looking at the potential programs that I want to go into, because there's a lot of different ways I can go with this program. And I was like, well, there's this one at this one university that, it's just, kind of my dream program. And they would basically accept my degrees entirely, and I would be plugged in as like half a junior. So I would only have like 20 something credits left and I'd be done. And was like, that's, my dream program. But I applied for it and I didn't hear anything back from them for a long time. And so I was like, well, I guess I didn't make it. So I started looking at different programs, and I was like, you know what? Let me Let me just call. And this is when I was in the middle of all of the early divorce shit too. So I was kind of, reaching. I'm like, I need something good. So I called, and he was like, yeah, we sent you an email. And I checked my junk folder, and it was there, and I had been accepted.
Oh my God.
And it's a really difficult program to get into, but I have good grades. I have like a 3.87 or whatever. So I got into this program. I registered for all my classes. I'm enrolled, and I start all of my classes in like 2 weeks. So
awesome.
That's actually good. That's a good thing that I did get into that program.
So you'll have more time to podcast, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, that is awesome.
Well, I've been in school for 10 years. I'm pretty
good at it.
I'm pretty good at juggling. That's what I do, and I thrive on having the deadlines, and then I like having feedback on things, because like you do all kinds of shit for your kids and your family and whatever. No one gives you feedback if you do a good job. If you write a good paper, your teacher will give you an A. And I would like that if people just give me A's or B's through life, so I know like where I stand on things. Like, please just give me feedback on, grade
like
me.
Feedback
just
if
gold
it's
stars.
Good. Yeah, I only like the good feedback.
I like constructive criticism. They're like, first of all, you're really pretty. Second of all, you sucked at doing that. I'm like, I like the first part.
Yeah, I mean, you can just not tell me when I suck at things. It's fine. I can go on through life continuing to suck, and as long as I have enough Facebook friends, it'll be fine.
Because that makes you important.
Yeah, it's the number of Facebook friends you have, right?
People request me as Facebook friends. I'm like, you're going to sit in purgatory for a while because I don't know you.
Yeah. I actually am kind of selective on my Facebook friends.
Me too.
And
I unfriend people indiscriminately.
I don't really do. I mean, I've curated a pretty good list of Facebook friends over the years, so occasionally I'll go through and cut out the dead weight, but I mean, for the most part,
I unfollow a lot.
I like all my Facebook friends, mostly. Not all of them, but the active ones,
I have some problems with some of my family members that are Facebook friends, but
yeah, I don't really have a lot of family members they all unfriended me, so I don't have to worry about them.
Yeah, I just stick around and then tattle to my mom. My mom calls me, she's like, I don't care. I'm like, I know you don't care.
It's because you're non-controversial. You have to do a lot, do more
I am
shit
not
posting
controversial on my Facebook page. That's absolutely correct.
Well, see, that's your problem. You can just do what I did, have people just unfriend you by just posting shit they don't like, and then your problem's solved. You never have to worry about it again.
No. Although some of the trash did take itself out the past couple weeks.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Yeah. Just unfriended. Like, there was someone I was just waiting for her to unfriend me, and she did on Facebook and Instagram. I'm like, okay. Oh, ouch.
It takes effort to unfollow someone on Instagram. I'm just not on Instagram enough to even notice who I'm following or care about it. I'm on
Instagram way too much.
I'm much more on Facebook than I am Instagram. But you're more of a, like, you do more of your personal stuff on Instagram, don't you? Like, you don't do a lot of... Facebook's kind of meh for you, whereas I'm all over the Facebook, and I don't do much at all on Twitter or Instagram.
I'm not really on Twitter. I have Twitter.
I'm the same way. I have one. I hate it.
I follow people on Twitter. Like, I follow, a bunch of ex-Mormon things, or Eli Bosnick, or, a couple other, but I don't participate in the conversation. I just kind of read through everything.
I don't even do that. I never open the app. It's too much for my brain to handle.
I don't have the app on my phone. It's just on my computer. And so if it's just if I'm on the computer and I'm, have a little bit of lull time at work, I'll just go ahead and open it up and check it out.
I don't even do that. I can't get into the Twitter. I don't know. It hurts my brain.
Yeah, I don't try to understand it.
That's probably
so
good. 2017,
another good thing that happened... I don't know. Pretty much. I got a really nice coat.
Oh.
Does that count? Does a purchase count? I don't.
You told me last time you don't wear coats. Are you lying to all of us?
Oh, no, I don't wear coats, and I don't like it.
Oh.
I mean, I don't like to wear coats, but I've needed a coat for a very long time, and I tried on this coat, and it's a beautiful coat, and it, like, I put it on, and it, I mean, I'm a curvy girl, but it instantly gives me, like, an hourglass shape.
Ooh.
Like, a perfect hourglass shape, just putting on the coat, so it's like a magical coat.
Cool.
So I'm like, I want to wear this coat everywhere and always. And if I button the buttons, it's like I get curvier. I'm like, oh my God, like this coat is going to be like over my swimsuits. And because it just.
Coat. Can you just get it in flesh color and it'll blend in and you can wear clothes over it?
Oh, yeah, that would be super comfortable.
I need one of those.
It's just really heavy and because it's a coat and so it's bulky and heavy. But it just, like I tried it on in the store and I was like, I don't look like that normally. This is amazing. And I walked out and the saleswoman was like, that looks incredible on you. I'm like, I know. So I had to buy this coat. So that was a highlight of 2017 because it was such a shitty year.
I was gonna say that tells you what a shitty year it was, doesn't it?
Yeah. The highlight is a purchase.
It's like.
If you're a Patreon, I'll post a picture of me in this coat.
With the gold swimsuit on top of it. Because I would pay money to see that.
I'm not really sure how I can like draw one on.
That could work.
Kind of ruin the effect though, because this coat looks so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Every day in 2017, I think to myself, we've hit rock bottom and things cannot possibly get worse. And then I wake up the next day.
Don't read the news.
And I'm like,
that's your
fuck,
mistake.
it just got worse. I don't even read the news anymore. I quit doing it because I quit watching the news years ago because I read an article about how it can make your depression worse. Like you can just, when you've constantly got the news running through your head and it's depressing. So I don't even bother watching the news because I know someone will tell me about it or I'll see it on Facebook. But my husband likes to scream the news into the other room, like, he'll be watching something and I'll be in a different room and he'll just be like, oh my God, did you see this shit? Listen to what
Sounds like
he's
someone
doing
who's
now."
asking for the friend zone.
Oh, that's a good, yeah, I should put him squarely in the friend zone. The weird part is I have friends whose husbands all do this and I'm like, can they just go live in a colony together where they can all shout the news at each other from the next room? Because I don't care. I don't care what Trump did this morning. I don't want to hear it. I'll find out eventually because someone will post it on Facebook. But at 6:30 a.m., I don't give a shit what anybody said or did or tweeted. Just leave me alone.
I'm emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
And I don't have the capacity. And, you know, I didn't have the capacity before my 2017 really took a turn for the worse. So and now I even have less of the capacity to do it. So I don't. Like, I'll see something pop up and, you know, like some news thing will pop up on my phone and I just close it. I'm like, I just can't. Or I'll listen to the radio and I can't. I used to follow Trump on Twitter and it just made me...
No.
It's a nightmare. And I'm embarrassed that the leader of our country is such a disgusting, despicable human being. And I'm embarrassed that he's... Well, him. I'm just embarrassed by him. And I tell friends in other countries, I'm like, he does not represent us. Please know he does not represent us at all. Not even most of us. That's not who we are.
I'm just still, I really can't, you know, I lived through the George W. Bush years and I thought that was the worst it was going to get. Like,
and I voted for him.
Oh my God, Abe.
I know. I was Mormon. I was a one-issue voter. I was.
No, I look back on it now and how crushed I was when he won re-election and how dark
so
everything
excited.
was and how when Obama came into office, I just literally felt like a weight had lifted off of me and I cried because I thought that those 8 years are finally over and things are going to get better now. And now it's like the George W. Bush years only 40 quadrillion times worse. And I just think, how the fuck did we get here? Like, there's still people who look at Donald Trump and think, yeah, he's a decent human being. How does that happen?
I have no idea.
Like, at least with George W. Bush, okay, you can like his policies, or like you said, you could be a one-issue voter and agree with him on this certain issue, and at least, even though I thought he was smug like, I can see how he can
He
look
wasn't
like
a
a
bad
reasonable
guy.
He doesn't seem like a terrible person.
No.
He seems like he's
I think he's someone you
trying.
would sit down and have a beer with him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I sat down to have a beer with Trump, he would spike my drink and try to rape me.
And you'd want to punch him in the face by the end of it. You wouldn't be able to
right.
sit through that.
Like, I would not feel safe having
No.
a drink with Trump.
Yeah.
I would feel very... I would feel like I would need an adult.
Well, like, even if you
basically.
agreed with everything Trump is saying and doing, how do you just look at
As
him
I do.
on a human level and think, yeah,
This guy's my guy.
he's a good guy.
Like,
He's good.
I have so many family members that to this day defend him.
How?
It's infuriating. Like, I had my cousin and her husband came and stayed with me, and this was right after okay, bear with me, I am on pills. The election before the election. Primaries.
Oh, the primaries, yes.
Okay, and he was like, did you already vote? And I said, yes, I already voted in the primaries. And he was like, ugh, tell me you didn't vote for Hillary. I'm like, okay, I won't tell you anything. and he was like, ugh, I can't believe. He's like, I'm not even going to bother because this whole election's rigged and Hillary's going to win and then Michelle Obama's going to run. I'm like, I see nothing wrong with any of those scenarios. And he was like, it's just going to be run by this liberal conspiracy, social bullshit, socialist, blah, blah, blah. He like went off on this rant. And I was like, it's a good call. You really shouldn't vote. You should just stay home. Mm-hmm. And then I saw him they went home, and I saw the next week he was like, I drove 30 minutes into town to vote, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, damn it.
Ugh.
No, you were supposed to stay home.
You almost had him convinced.
I was tried. I mean, that one vote wouldn't have done it, but I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
When I went to vote, living in a rural area, I voted at this tiny little town hall, and
I voted at the library.
all rednecky deer hunters there
Yep.
voting, and we even had there was at least one kind of older guy out in the parking lot just watching, because remember how they called for all of these election watchers, like people just to go out and just watch and make sure that no shenanigans were happening at the polls. And I guess that George Soros wasn't out there handing checks to people as they and yeah, there's some guy just in the fucking parking lot just watching. Like, what are you doing? Go home. What the fuck do you think you're doing?
I was at the library, the little local library, and there was this guy, like all these people running for like local commissioner or, county clerk or whatever, like all the other people up for election. And there was this guy that directed me into a spot. And I drive, a van because I have 27 kids. So he directed me into a spot, and it was like the tightest fit, but it was good because he directed me, and I was scared because it was really crowded because it was like the only place to vote in the area. And so I parked and I got out, and he handed me his card, and this was because it was the early voting and stuff. You split into the Republican or Democratic lines.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, he handed it to me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be in the other line, and he snatched the flyer back, and I was like, oh, I mean, okay. I said, thank you so much for directing me, and he turned his back on me completely, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went inside, and I stood in the line, and one line was like all white yuppie people, and the other line was like more diverse, and I was I was like, I belong in this line. And so we were all talking, and I went in and voted and came back out, and I went up to him and I said, hey, can you help me direct, can you help me back out of my spot because I'm in here kind of tight. And he just kind of like pretended like he couldn't hear me, and I was like, oh my god. Like, because I told him I was not voting.
Wow.
Okay. I was like, all right.
And yet we're the ones who can't handle anything, and are snowflakes. Yeah, we're such little snowflakes. We can't handle anything.
Yeah, I was like, okay, dude, okay.
Yeah, I do think this is the year we found out who the real snowflakes are. Like, our president cries on Twitter every single time someone hurts his feelings. That's just, wow. I can't even... How has nobody forcibly taken his Twitter account away yet? I just don't get it.
Someone needs to, break his phone, or...
He's too dumb to figure out how to get a new one, so all somebody would have to do is break it, and...
Oh, I'm pretty sure he knows how to buy stuff.
Well, yeah, but does he know how to get it set up and put the apps on it?
I don't know how to get it set up. They do it for you at the store.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. He's not very bright. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I love those articles right at the beginning. It was like, he's deceptively a genius. I'm like,
No.
I don't know who wrote that or if they know what any of
Yeah.
those words mean, but I'm
deceptive.
pretty sure
I mean,
he's not a genius by any reach of the imagination.
he's a second-rate toddler. My toddler was smarter than him. I think my toddler was more emotionally mature than he is at this moment. I can't even.
So yeah, that's pretty much 2017. I was embarrassed by our president and avoided the news. That's pretty much.
Yep.
So 2017, I'm not going to be sad to see it go. Although my birthday is very soon after the new year, and I'm going to be older. And that's always
that how that
not as old
works?
as you.
You're never going to
but
be as old as me, so don't worry.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I will be older.
But you won't
so-
even be 40 yet, so.
Not for like 12 years.
Yeah.
So,
So quit bitching. I don't know what you're.
I'm not great at math. I don't know how to math.
You turn 40
I can't even
and
say that anymore.
Then you have to get moles removed, and it's gross, and oh, God.
I had surgery yesterday.
But it wasn't as bad as having moles removed. That's all I'm saying. Just it couldn't.
Oh,
I know. We're so wonderful.
I was under the general yesterday, and I woke up and I was like, I can drive myself home, right? And they're like, no.
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
I was like, I feel fine. And then I stood up and I was dizzy. And I was like, nope, I can't drive myself anywhere right now.
I've had way too many incidences
So
where.
I picked a fight with my ex-husband instead.
Well, that's always
Because
fun.
I'm mature. I know.
Well, you're getting older, so maybe next year you'll be a little bit more mature and you can handle these things like an adult.
I doubt it.
Probably
Doesn't sound
probably
like me.
not. No. Yeah, I've been.
All right, let's just scrap this episode.
Yeah, fuck this. I was telling a story and I don't know where
Put
it's
it in
going.
the bucket with the rest of 2017.
'Cause I'm tired and it's past 8:30 and.
I know. You're like, where are you? When are you going to record? I'm like, dude, I have other things to do.
Have I mentioned before that I don't like staying up late? I don't.
I bought games on the Steam sale. I have things to do. I'm super busy.
I will tell
because
you
of
that
the
it will get better in
Steam
the
sale.
summer because in the winter it gets dark at like 4 p.m. and it just throws off my entire system and I'm like, it's time for bed by 5:30 because it's fucking dark and cold. In the summer it gets better because then it stays light out really late and so it doesn't feel as late. So if you can just stick with
See,
me until
I
the
go
summer.
the other way in the summertime because I'm hot all the time. And I'm Scandinavian, so I don't handle the heat very well. So I just complain about it all the time.
Don't you guys have air conditioning down there? I don't.
No,
No,
it's Texas.
It hasn't made it down there yet.
No. We have killer bees and fire ants, but no. What's air conditioning?
You have a lot of Republicans down there too. But at least you don't
Yeah,
have
so they
very
don't
many
believe in
abortion
science.
clinics anymore. So that's
Ugh.
good.
Thank God.
All those-
I got so tired of standing in front of it with pictures of fetuses every Saturday morning.
So
It's
much
exhausting.
work. And then you have to put out so many calls for prayer warriors and it's just
Yes.
like, ugh.
And you know what? Our prayers were answered. So
That's true.
Take that, atheist. Checkmate.
Checkmate. I think if nothing else, 2017 proved that all prayers do come true somehow. Like enough people prayed hard enough and we got Donald J. Trump. So
Praise Jesus.
I think we should stop
Baby Jesus?
doing this podcast and become evangelical Christians and then maybe things will go our way for
I
a
thought
while.
that's what this was.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, I don't know what's going on half the time.
You're on drugs. It's okay.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
You're on drugs and I'm tired and we're both old and we've already had 3 solid episodes. Do we need more? I don't.
We're going to go back and listen to this. We're going to be like, oh my God, solid gold.
Yeah. I do that
Hall of Fame.
every time we record something and I listen to it later and I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever heard.
Me too.
Why
I'm like,
isn't
oh man,
everybody listening to this?
I thought that we just blew it, and then I go back and listen to it.
I
I'm like,
know.
why?
I'm like, that was
Why would I ever
genius.
feel like that?
We need to stop doubting ourselves so much.
Oh, and our one thing for our legions of fans, they need to go back and listen to the Podunk Polymath podcast because we did an interview with Chris last week, and it turned out really good. He didn't get a word in edgewise, and it's actually a good thing because,
we rocked
we
the
got to
shit
talk.
out of that interview. Like,
Right. So
we were
it was great.
awesome on that.
Yeah. We covered all the important bases, and
we made Chris
didn't.
feel really uncomfortable. And
right.
that was the best part to me. Is just
I'm pretty sure I talked about pulling out my balls at
Yeah.
one point.
just to hear him get uncomfortable and to be able to hear the red
I could
flushing
feel
into his
his
cheek.
blush
It was,
through the
yeah,
wires.
it was delightful. So
Yeah,
that's
I live
worth
for
it
those
just for
moments.
that.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. So listen to that episode because, it doesn't have Chris on it.
it's just us.
Right. We should do that for Cognitive Dissonance too. Make their show like 1,000 times better.
I feel like their whole show would be better if they just scrapped themselves as the hosts
And just put us on
there
it.
and just called it
Yeah.
Cognitive Dissonance, but with us instead, and people would immediately enjoy it more.
It's like on soap operas back. I don't watch soap operas anymore, but back in the day when I used to watch soap operas, like early when I had newborns, and it would be, they don't even tell you when the character is being recast. It'll just have like this voiceover. The part of, Sheridan McLean is now being played by Tanya Watson. And it's just, they get out of bed and it's, a brunette instead of a blonde. And she starts walking in. It's just like same character, same role, but they just announce over it.
Yeah.
Like,
This is who you have
and
now,
so it'll
deal
just
with
be
it.
like the parts of Tom and Cecil are now being played by Amy with a Y and Amy with an I.
Yeah. You'll
Like,
get
that'll
used
just
to it.
be-
Give it one episode and it'll be fine.
Oh,
yeah.
half an episode,
Yeah.
if that.
Not even a whole episode.
They'd be like, this is so much better.
I gotta say, I'm really disappointed in our legions of fans because we did the most spectacular Christmas surprise.
Our Christmas gift,
And
and no one's mentioned
Nobody
it.
said anything about it outside
It
of the
was
super secret lounge that we can't talk
amazing.
about. There was some,
It was amazing.
It was
our
so
gift to
good.
the world.
and nothing. Nobody. Not a
There's a
hey, that
surprise
was
at the
cool.
end.
Not a well
Or,
done.
hey, how'd you guys do that?
Or
Because
that's
we're
amazing. How did
bitches.
you get Eli Bosnick on your third episode? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing.
People don't appreciate
How did you
us.
guys manage? Because we said please.
You know what it is?
Maybe you should try it sometime.
It's that we're
Go ahead.
women and we are underappreciated. I think that's what it is. People
It's the
don't
first
appreciate all the
mistake.
work we put in.
First mistake is what's the first mistake?
Being a woman?
Not taking us
I
seriously.
don't.
Underestimating us is the first mistake.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
codeine.
Drugs are kicking in.
Yeah.
Well,
hardcore.
if we have nothing else useful to say, do you think we should
Well,
wrap it up?
2017 sucked,
Yeah.
even though my man was president. And my boy Jeff Session was there, and all Comey and all my people. Like, I really like all these people. Betsy DeVos. I mean, come on.
She is fixing up public
The
education.
best person ever for the job. So, yeah, I mean, say it with me. The best person for the job. Yeah. So, but I mean, even with all these people in place, it's still, the year was a little rough.
I'm just glad that Jeff Sessions, what the fuck is his name? Sessions?
Keebler-Elf.
Jeff Sessions is finally taking pot smoking seriously again. Like, we let it slide
the
for a
war
while.
on drugs
Someone
really needs to be addressed.
Yeah, someone needs to crack down on those pot smokers, and he's the guy to do it.
those dirty, dirty pop smokers.
Yeah. I think he's going to make America even greater by
Again,
cracking down on pot smokers.
I agree. Because, college students and scientists really are ruining the world.
They are. I mean,
Yeah.
they put out these long Facebook diatribes and shit, and they giggle and eat Cheetos, and they're ruining everything good about this country.
They watch indie flicks and they listen to terrible music.
Yeah. What we need is to build some more prisons.
Keeping
'cause-
Taco Bell open. Yeah, no, I get it.
Anyway.
I get it.
All right. So we've agreed that 2017 was shit.
Yeah,
Is there anything else
pretty
we
much
agree on
sucked.
or want to say, or should we wrap this puppy up?
Jesus is great. I don't know.
Okay.
Which version of Jesus do you like? I'm not really sure. I really like white Mormon Jesus, but that's just what I was raised with. So I think I'm more comfortable with him.
I like sexy Jesus.
Sexy Jesus is good too. I like the one where he's like, pole dancing on the cross. I like that.
I like Buddy Christ. Have you seen Buddy Christ?
Buddy
He's pretty
Christ
good.
is good. Damn it, Jesus.
I really want a Buddy Christ bobblehead one of these days. But
I just watched Dogma for the first time a couple weeks ago.
the first time,
I was Mormon.
oh my god!
I watched it with another ex-Mormon friend, and we laughed so hard.
I saw that in the theater when it first came out because I'm old school.
So yeah, we just watched it, and then we watched this movie with nuns afterwards, and now he's the person I watch really obscure weird movies with, and now we are halfway through Swiss Army Man because we watch it
is that
like
weird?
we watch. It's so weird, but it's kind of fun. So we watch it until we fall asleep because we start watching movies at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and so we both kind of until we doze off, and then I drive home, and then I go back over, we watch a little bit more or finish it or whatever. So it takes us a while to watch.
That's how I watch
the movies.
everything, is just by falling asleep halfway through it. Chappie, god damn it. Okay, Chappie. My cat is trying to climb the curtains.
I do not. It's just my obscure movie watching. Just those. So I'm actually going, not tonight, but maybe tomorrow night, we're going to finish up Swiss Army Man, which will be good.
I just heard that it's gross and about a dead body.
There's some gross parts in it, but it's actually really entertaining. I'm liking it so far, but I have like a really sick sense of humor. So
is that the one with Harry Potter in it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has another name though, but
I doubt it.
Okay,
there is a
that's
good
fine.
show he's in that I think is on Netflix. Now I can't even fucking remember the name of it.
Oh, the doctor one.
Yeah, where he's the Russian doctor. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard good
It
things.
was funny. I liked it. It was kind of short and not a lot of episodes, but
I watched. I just finished watching The Orville. I really enjoyed that.
I still haven't watched. Everybody says it's fantastic, and I just
It is. It was so good. I was not expecting it because it was Seth MacFarlane, and so I was afraid it was going to be too Family Guy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, because he's kind of one of the main characters, but it was not his lead. And so it tackles some good issues, and it does it in a very good way. And then every now and then you'll see it'll be like a one line or something like, oh, there he is. But it's not like over the top.
It's not like super dorky.
Right. I mean, there's things every now and then, and I'll see it every now and then. Like the joke is a little dorky and a little too far. I'm like, okay, that's him. But I always laugh because it doesn't fit in the rest of the show. So
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. It's only like 6 or 7 episodes, and it's on Hulu. So
I'll have to give it. I'm in the middle of my 700th Downton Abbey binge, so
I have not. I've only seen the first 3 seasons.
oh my god, Amy.
I know.
Amy.
I haven't watched Handmaid's Tale either. Sorry. I read the book.
Blasphemer.
So I read the book. That counts.
No, it doesn't.
So, yeah, it's 2017.
So the whole year sucked, and you didn't even bother watching The Handmaid's Tale, is what you're
Because
telling
my
me.
year sucked. I just couldn't. I had to switch over to comedies.
Yeah, it is pretty heavy. I'll give it that.
Because I'm sad, and I can't really get sadder.
Yeah.
So I started watching The Orville, which was good, and I started watching Mom on Hulu because it's just a comedy, and it's the Anna Faris one.
Yep. I haven't watched
yeah,
it. I've seen that it's on there, but
it's actually delightful. It's her and Allison Janney, and I enjoy that show. And that one I can watch in the background while I'm working, and it's fine.
yeah.
So
I just don't get into sitcoms ever. I don't know.
I just couldn't do anything heavy or difficult or that made me think too much. So, and Jersey Shore is over.
Yeah,
so
thinking's not good. Downton Abbey doesn't make me think. It just makes me look at
I loved
the
Downton Abbey.
1920s, and now that I'm rewatching it, I'm seeing a lot of just fucked up things about it.
Yeah.
Like how Lady Mary keeps telling people, I don't want to marry you, and they will not take no for an answer, and they just keep pursuing her, and it's like, what the fuck did she just tell you?
She said no.
Leave her alone.
No means no.
She said no. She didn't say keep fucking hounding me for the next 5 years. She said no.
Exactly.
Fucking Downton Abbey. Anyway, all right, we need to wrap this up. It's fucking late. I need sleep. This
I hope it turns out great.
beautiful face
Pretty
doesn't
sure it
take
will.
care of itself. I need lots of sleep to maintain this look.
I don't sleep. I couldn't go to sleep until after 6 this morning.
Oh God.
I was just laying there because I think I was just my surgery was early in the morning, and I went under general, and then I had all these pain pills and stuff right afterwards because it was actually a potentially painful procedure. And so I think in the middle of the night, like around 1 or 2 in the morning, I just started sweating. And so I think it was like
the drugs like
leaving, like I guess I was like it was leaving my system or whatever. And so I'm just laying in bed just sweating, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm just laying in bed. I turn on the fan, which is not something I do because I'm always freezing. And I'm just laying there going, I just want to go to sleep. And so I just watched the clock until 6 in the morning. Finally, I got up and took a sleeping pill. And then I just slept until like 1 today. And now I'm...
The next time it's 1 in the morning and you're still awake, just text me and I'll be asleep, but I will text you back. Take a fucking sleeping pill, Amy. Go to sleep. I'll put it on auto text or something. I will. Okay. I'll be asleep already because I will have taken my sleeping pill like a sane, normal person. But
I don't take mine regularly because I want to. I have confidence in my body to go to sleep, but it just doesn't.
I have no confidence in my body to do anything properly. So.
Well, I was texting people, but they weren't texting me to go to sleep. They were texting me, they weren't real being sorry.
Helpful. Yeah.
Totes sorry about that. Dude, bro, bud. So.
All right, we need to wrap this fucking thing up here. We could ramble all night. Yeah. I mean, let's get real. We could ramble all the way through 2018.
So we will leave with the wonderful words of Eli Bosnick.
Before we do that, though, we got to tell people where to find us. I heard that's part
find
of
us
podcasting,
places.
So
we are Secular Soup on Instagram and Secular Soup Podcast on Facebook.
Well, no, on Facebook we're just Secular Soup, but our email is secularsouppodcast@gmail.com.
Okay.
I think that's right. I could be totally wrong about that. Maybe it is secular. I don't fucking know.
I think it's Secular Soup Podcast.
Just go on Facebook and type in Secular Soup. You'll figure it out.
With the blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup.
It's not rocket science. Patreon,
it's not rocket surgery, people. Come on.
Secular Soup on Patreon. Basically just Secular Soup. Go Google that and find all the things. We're the only people using the name.
We are everywhere podcasts are. Yeah. Where you can find podcasts.
You know the drill. Google. We don't need to tell you all of this. If you're a podcast listener, you know how to find shit. So send us money.
Just do the search. Send us money.
Send us the money on the Patreons.
She'll send you things for Patreons, like dirty pics.
Amy will send you her pics of her balls and whatnot. So. Yeah.
Not my kids.
No. I don't think that's legal. All right, so now...
Alcohol in the box, it'll be fine.
Would you like to do your little outro thing now before I...
Sure.
Okay.
Now the vocal stylings of Eli Bosnick sending us out with the Secular Soup Creed.
Secular Soup Creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and pho. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.
It's time to shop hundreds of specials at Macys, plus thousands of new markdowns in-store and online. Shop incredible specials like our fine jewelry clearance 65% off, sandals for her 50% off. Save 60% on pillows and comforters. And Junior's dresses, rompers, and more are just $16.99 to $19.99. Or save 10 to 20% with your Macy's Carter Savings Pass. It's time to shop through June 25th at Macys. Extra savings exclude specials. Savings off sale prices. Exclusions apply.